It was perfect. It was giving me a salary, I was comfortable, and it was giving me an H1B visa, a guaranteed H1B visa, which was crazy. I left the job in 10 days. And I was reflecting, Naren, why are you sticking through here at the ashram, going through this hardship, this turmoil that is within you? And other times when I stuck through, but why is it that I quit that job in 10 days, that ideal job that I got, that most people, a lot of people would really desire to?
Let's get started with today's Monday morning message.
Folks, this week, since my time at the ashram has been not so easy, it's been tough, and I've shared it with a few friends who I'm keeping in light touch with. I've been asked, Naren, why don't you leave? Why don't you just come back? Or sometimes, even your mother can be like that. Just come back, don't go through the pain, don't go through the hardship, just come back. And I've been reflecting on this. When is it, if you start something new, if you take a new journey, when is it that you should decide if you want to quit, if you should leave? Is it worth continuing, or should you stick through? How do you decide if you should stick through, or should you leave? Should you quit? It reminded me of an incident in my life, actually. Right after college in the US, I got a job. And this job was a prestigious job because it guaranteed me an H1B visa. For those who don't know H1B visa, for anybody who wants to immigrate to the US, it is like your lifeline. You want to have this visa, and if you get a guaranteed H1B visa, your immigration to the US is set. This H1B visa was being offered to me by this job, and this job seemed ideal for anybody who wanted to immigrate to the US. It was perfect. It was giving me a salary, I was comfortable, and it was giving me an H1B visa, a guaranteed H1B visa, which was crazy. I left the job in 10 days. And I was reflecting, Naren, why are you sticking through here at the ashram, going through this hardship, this turmoil that is within you? And other times when I stuck through, but why is it that I quit that job in 10 days, that ideal job that I got, that most people, a lot of people would really desire to? Of course, there was privilege. I recognize that. But what is the difference? When do you stick through? When do you decide to quit? Do you have this question in mind? If you do, stay on, because I want to discuss about this. Folks, the biggest difference that I realized is, if you see that you going through the journey will eventually become a better version of yourself, and if you see the value in the journey, that is the big decision-making factor. So, for example, the ashram is super tough. It's not comfortable at all. But I see myself becoming a better person, and I see the value in the journey going through this hardship, and hence, the decision to stick through makes sense to me. But in the new job, I was very comfortable actually. I was super comfortable. I was so comfortable that it was uncomfortable how comfortable I was. But I realized I wasn't challenging myself just to be in the US, just to decide the where. I was foregoing the what I'm doing and the why I'm doing. And hence I made the decision to quit. And hence, guys, if you are in a position where you have to make a decision between quitting and sticking through, this is the question you got to ask yourself. If I stick through, will this make me a better person? Is there value to this? And hence I will stick through the tough times, however hard it is. But if there's no value to this, and I don't see myself growing through this journey, then no point of going through that hardship, right? You got to leave it. If you're going to a job and it's really hard on you, and you don't see value in it, and you're just doing it to do it, you got to quit. You got to leave. But if you see the value in it, and if you see that going through this is going to bring betterment in yourself, then you got to stick through and go through it. And that's been my decision here at the ashram, even though it's been so tough. A lot of people are driven by social stigmas, like what will people say? Some people ask me, Naren, if you come back, are you scared that you've made a commitment? People will be like, oh, you went back on your commitment. That's none of my worries. For those of you know me, a lot of times society drives us and our decision making, and that shouldn't be the case. Especially for a life decision so big, right? You deciding to spend where you want to work, you deciding who you want to spend your life with, who you want to work with, your business partnership, your job. And hence, let the decision-making factor be if you see value in the journey rather than how hard it is, because things are going to be hard regardless. But if it's valuable, it's worth it and worth going through. Some of us are going to the gym, and if you don't see value in going to the gym, then you can quit. But we are quitting just because it's uncomfortable. That's not the way to go. We gotta stick through. That's what makes us a better human being when you go through it. Some of us are in marriage. You see the value in it, but there are tough times. Well, you gotta go through those tough times. You can't just call it quits like that. But if you're in an abusive relationship, and you don't see the value in it and you don't see yourself becoming a better person, that's different. That's a decision that you gotta take. But all I'm saying is the decision making factor between staying or quitting should not be how hard or easy it is. It should be if it's valuable enough to stay.
I'm always happy to be here live Monday 9 a.m. India time with you guys sharing a new message, and I can't wait to continue that.